I and all of my colleagues discuss this a lot and think about this a lot. And there is a dystopian future that these devices can allow, and there's a utopian future that these devices can allow. And I think that if you track the previous generations of what technology has done, humanity tends to find a way to be more positive and apply more positive things to the universe than negative things. I can guarantee you there'll be plenty of negative things with this medium that will happen because it's more immersive, because it's more intense, because it allows more, therefore it demands more, and it will change humanity a little bit for those that dive into it. But I tend to be an optimist and tend to find the goodness in new things and the ability for positive change out of new things. So while yes, there are concerns about it all, and we talk about that openly and publicly, there will be a new type of socialization. Gatherings like this will be able to happen in virtual space, and I'm already doing it on a pretty regular basis. There's a number of companies that we're interacting with that allow for gatherings like this at various levels of sophistication, including the highest levels of sophistication. So one of the things I've mentioned and talked about in talks is one of the craziest things I've done in VR is I've done VR karaoke in front of an audience. And it's just as creepy and freaky as real karaoke. And it's real. And I've done a VR talk show with a group of avatars. Eventually, you as part of building your profile as a human, just like you probably have a picture of your wife and your kids when their phone rings and there's a little picture of them so you know who it is. You will have a scan of yourself. Eventually it'll be a very high resolution volumetric scan of yourself that actually gives you the ability to look around like I could do this with DJ and look like this. That will become absolutely real. That is already real in its primordial state. And you will be able to gather with friends all around the world and connect with them using technology. So if you extrapolate that as to why a guy like Mark Zuckerberg, who's a pretty smart cat and pretty forward thinking, would think that this would be a good way to put not just capital, but actual human resources, which is way more valuable than let's put $1 billion into something. There's many billions of dollars being spent when you add up the human factor of what they're trying to achieve. The socialization, the next-gen socialization of a monster social platform is a pretty smart bet. Google's doing the same thing, right? And Apple off in their dark corner, no doubt they're experimenting with it too. So it's a big part of where this goes. And if you look at industries around that John was mentioning, like the gaming industry, they're already doing this by leaps and bounds. By the hundreds of millions of people are connected, sitting in front of a flat panel monitor, and they have friends all over the world, colleagues all over the world, that the only connection they have is a headset with a microphone and a gaming connection to play with them. And there may be somebody in Ohio and someone in Amsterdam doing that. And those are real friends to them. They connect with them over and over and over again. They may not have ever met them in person and likely may never will meet them in person. Imagine when you take the next step in terms of the visualization intensity and bring presence into the game, as we talked about, when that starts to become much more real than just looking at a flat panel and an avatar. So there's a lot to it. It's probably an hour discussion in and of itself, what those implications mean, but you're on the right track.